Okay, today I wanted to talk to the president and about Tyre Nichols' death, cops, and all that. I also want to talk about how both sides of this country really want change and need change, severe change. So, first, I'm going to go to the right's response to this with Jim Jordan.
Quote what he said. He said, "We've been here too many times before. We cannot continue down this path. America can't not stand silent. Let it serve as a call to action for every lawmaker in our nation at every level."
Yeah.
What action would you like to see Congress take?
Well, I don't know that there's any law that can stop that evil that we saw. That is just, just difficult to watch. What strikes me is just the lack of respect for human life. So I don't know that any law, any training, any reform is going to change. You know, this man was handcuffed. They continued to beat him. And I was actually reminded, it's hard to watch the whole thing, but as I watched it, I was reminded of when we had a hearing probably 2 years ago when George Floyd's brother came and testified in front of the Judiciary Committee. And it was one of those moments where fact and truth and emotion all came together. And he said something at that hearing. It was actually during the questioning portion of the hearing. He said, "Life is precious." Mm-hmm. And it was one of those moments that grabbed everyone in that hearing, both parties. And the fact that we saw that these five individuals did not have any respect for life. And again, I don't think these five guys represent the vast, vast majority of law enforcement. But I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop the kind of evil we saw in that video. Everything
Jim Jordan said there can be summed up in one sentence, one disgusting sentence. This is normal.
I just want to say his message is accept this as natural.
Ain't nothing we can do about it. Just 2 sentences. Let's see how Tucker and Jason Whitlock, what their opinion is.
The system is going to work here.
That's what's happened, huh? The system working? George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Dante Wright, fucking... The list goes on. Heinously long. This is actually, like, in my opinion, the picturesque definition of a system of police not working at all.
What the other system that's working is the corporate media's insistence on promoting racial division at the behest, in my view, of the military-industrial complex. They want us all looking at this and not looking at what they're doing in Ukraine as they drag America and the world into World War III. This is a distraction, in my opinion.
That's what matters. Ukraine. On that point, pretty sure if us and others didn't help out Ukraine and so on and all this, Russia would keep going, and that would be World War III. But, this ain't worth worrying about. System's working great. And Biden, what's your take on the police problem in the United States?
We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police. Fund them. Fund them.
Stop that shit. What's that word you say a lot, Joe?
I believe we're at an inflection point in this country.
Yeah, inflection point. We really are. Both sides are fighting for serious change in America. America needs it. Everyone's becoming insanely aware of the massive amount of holes in this sinking ship. The right wants a fascist, authoritarian patriarchy, essentially, and the left needs Medicare for all. Going to college shouldn't put us in debt. And here's a big one: an end to authoritarian, militarized, systematically racist police forces. And You want some tips on like what to do? Here's some from Sam Cedar, the Majority Report.
And again, that federal funding, that is the mechanism in which you can legislate all sorts of things in terms of what the police can do, and also to support more prosecution of police. I mean, we know the difference between having consent decrees and having the DOJ essentially, living in these police departments, and that should be step number one. And then we just need to basically make federal funding for police. They receive a ton of funding, contingent upon beginning to sort of strip away certain responsibilities of police forces so that their interaction with the public is far more limited to areas where they're actually needed. Holiday, Sam, in regards to policing, other than traffic stops, what should be a fundamental federal change that would be effective? Getting rid of, I would say across the board, there's a whole host. I mean, traffic stop is just an example because that's the one we have right in front of us. But I would tie police funding, federal funding, to eliminating armed police from, and the ability to even arrest somebody for traffic violations that are all civil fines. I would not have police enter into like any type of situation with contact with homeless people. It's out of their jurisdiction to deal with the unhoused. There's more. I would also, federally, we could roll back huge swaths of the drug war. We could stop sending military equipment overruns to police departments, a program that started after 9/11. We could decouple their work from both ICE and fusion centers, except for in like extreme public safety situations. I mean, those are just off the top of my head.
There's also, get rid of qualified immunity. Really don't want a cop city. Protesters already getting attacked there. Be the left change. Everyone needs you to frickin' be, Joseph. And that includes defunding and reforming police. My sympathy to Tyre Nichols' family. It's a hard video to watch, but necessary to know what a nightmare this country really is. And I'm going to end this with an amazing quote by Emma Vigeland of the Majority Report.
We have a Democratic president. It's time to lead, not just fundraise off of Black Lives Matter. Do something to ensure that Black lives do matter.
I hope y'all have a good day in this terrible country.